Hello, my name is Jonathan Silva, and the article that I chose to review today is Recent Injury and Health-Related Quality of Life in Adolescent Athletes by John T. Parsons, Eric L. Sanders, and Allison R. Snyder. I chose this article because I know very well what it's like to be a adolescent athlete that's been injured and can't go through some normal daily activities such as walking without crutches or even needing somebody else to write down notes in class. The article starts off by saying that 30 million children and adolescents participate in organized sports annually, and 12 million of those are injured between the ages of 5 and 22 years of age. 20 million lost days of school are caused by those injuries, and $33 billion are spent in the healthcare industry. Societies such as the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons and the National Athletic Trainers Association want more than just the traditional ways to examine an athlete because they don't provide insight into how a patient is feeling. They have an emphasis and a need for clinical outcome data using both generic and specific patient-based outcome goals. The population that was studied in this survey are high school students, the ages of 16 and in 10th grade, that were found by athletic trainers at their schools. There were 8 schools that participated in the experiment. The students were given 2 surveys to fill out. They were called the Short Form 36 and the Pediatric Outcomes Data Collection. For each survey, there were subcategories that were scaled 0 to 100. In the Short Form 36, there were 8 categories. In the Pediatric Outcomes Data Collection, there were 5. Both of them were scored from 0 to 100 for each category. And the lower the score the students got on those tests, the lower was their HRQOL, which stands for Health-Related Quality of Life. Both surveys give us generic data to use while looking at the students' injuries. The dependent variables are the subcategories in each of the surveys, and the independent variable was whether you were injured or uninjured. In the survey, 205 students participated, but only 45 reported an injury. That's a total of 33% that were injured in the survey. 22% of the total sample was injured. Of those injured, 65% was lower extremity, 29% was upper extremity, 5% was head or spine injury, but the most type of injury reported was overuse at 21%, followed closely behind with sprains at 17%. I do agree with the author's conclusions from the data that was observed. The data showed that uninjured, the student athlete had a higher than average quality of life than normal students. Even those athletes that were injured, they had about the same quality of life as non-athletic students. In the Short Form 36 survey, the RP subscale showed us that uninjured athletes tend to have fewer problems with work and daily activities due to their health habits. One important variable that is missing from the data was how much the injured athlete missed in their respective sports, since they can have a huge impact on emotional and social aspects of the survey. For the study to be more complete, it needs to look at a bigger sample of high school students because it cannot compare the same results as other studies that used the same forms of surveys to a larger population of athletes. My recommendation to improve this aspect of health is to make sure that the student athlete is not playing injured or should be removed from a game if the coach thinks a musculoskeletal injury has occurred or might occur. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.